Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, we're going to look at a frauditor who is going to talk in circles, trying to prove his random theory that the police are tyrants, that the police are doing all of their things wrong, and this frauditor knows best. This time it's about crime scene tape. Watch how much this frauditor exposes himself for being an idiot and not being able to comprehend simple truths. This video is a good one. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Alright, buckle up, boys and girls, because today we're diving into the wild world of Gambino Green Thumb, a hard hitter in the cop-watching game straight out of the Los Angeles area. Now, if there's one thing the LA Sheriff's Department hates more than a dry donut, is a little thing called accountability. And boy, do they show it. They're about as welcoming as a porcupine in a balloon factory when it comes to our boy Gambino trying to keep them in check. Now in this banger video, we've got a classic standoff. Our hero stands his ground while the deputies get all up in his grill, throwing around threats of arrest like they're going out of style. We're gonna skip right over that tango and cut straight to the juicy bit where Gambino chats it up with the Chevron thug, Sergeant Kasich.
I don't understand that. I mean, if such misconduct took place, why wouldn't you put that in the video? In fact, I looked throughout your channel and this guy's channel, and I don't see any video of this even taking place. So how do we even know that it actually happened?
What unfolds is a riveting debate on the ancient art of yellow tape deployment. Apparently, the deputies believe they can just slap the tape down whenever they feel like it to keep prying eyes away. But hold on, Gambino isn't having any of that. He argues there's gotta be an actual, investigation happening, not just a tape parade to block the cameras. So who's gonna come out on top in this battle of wits and rights? Crack open a cold one and settle in, folks, because we're about to find out. Let the games begin.
What's going on?
Okay, your officers has treated me pretty bad out here, at least I like to think. Now, if there's a crime going on the curb, do they not have to have up tape in order to tell me I can't go in certain areas?
No, they don't need tape up.
Why not? When that's the law. The law states if it's a crime scene, it needs to be taped off. If it's not, then it's public access. If it's the curb, I need to be able to walk through, right?
What penal code section is that?
What penal code says is not true. I just told you that if it's a crime scene, it needs to be taped off, right?
No.
Why not?
No, because sometimes...
Well, until then, people can stumble through there, right?
If you're going to ask me a question, let me answer your question.
Go ahead, let me hear it. Go ahead.
All right. Sometimes we don't have time to put up tape. Sometimes tape isn't necessary. Sometimes I just need my deputies there to get people back out of our crime scene. Sometimes that's all we need.
What Deputy Kasich is saying is that when there is an actual crime scene, they have the authority to move someone back out of a contained area. That's understandable. What Gambino is saying is that not every police interaction is an actual crime scene. Traffic stops happen on the side of the road, not on the sidewalk. There have been plenty times where people are walking back and forth freely on a sidewalk during a traffic stop, but all of a sudden when the camera shows up, the cops panic and put up yellow tape or act aggressively towards the videographer. So at this point, we have reason to believe this deputy is doing what we here at San Joaquin Valley Transparency like to call copsplaining and justifying bad behavior by police.
I want you guys to think logically about the argument that this guy is making. The officer in no way said that the camera was the problem. The frauditors always want to play victim and accuse the camera of being the issue. The issue is never the camera. That's why many times when people want to cop watch, the officer's first line is, you can film, no problem, just don't stand so close. Don't interfere. That's why a lot of times when frauditors do quietly film the police, there's never a problem. But once they try and get controversial and begin to argue with the officers, that's when the problem arises. But understand, there's a huge difference between interfering with a traffic stop or simply filming the police. There is a huge difference.
So we don't have to put up tape. We're not legally
So
obligated
they can't guide people through? If I needed to go through?
If we have a crime scene and they need to contain that area, then no.
But they was parked on the curb.
That's fine.
That's not fine.
Yeah, it is.
Says what?
Says the vehicle code section.
Where?
In the vehicle code section.
Where? You just asked me where it says, now I'm asking you where it say that.
What is it? It's what section is it off the top of my head? 220. I think it's 20505 of the vehicle code section. I could be wrong.
Nice job of creating the narrative that he didn't know what he was talking about. He literally was trying to guess off the top of his head. And as you'll see later in the video, which oddly enough you don't address, he's going to quote the correct statute after looking it up. But gee, I guess you didn't want to put that in your video.
But it actually states that we don't have to abide by the law in the event of an emergency situation. We don't have to abide by the vehicle code section of the law in the event of an emergency situation.
So you know that, but you don't know the law pertaining to putting up tape on the crime scene?
There is no law. That's why I was asking you about it, since you were so positive about it. There is no law. I'm positive about that, though.
That there is no law when it comes to putting up crime scene tape.
Right.
And what it pertains to.
Right.
So y'all just put up tape freely then, right? If there's no law against it or for it, so y'all just decide that y'all made that up and spend city money on it and just buy tape to just put up?
No, because we still have to put it up sometimes if we've got a big containment area. If, personnel is short and we have to contain a big area, that's why we put up a lot of tape.
Okay.
It's still a crime scene. Whether tape is up or not, it's still a crime scene. And if the deputies say that you can't enter the crime scene, then you can't enter the crime scene.
So in an event of it being on the sidewalk where it's public access,
right,
where we're supposed to be able to flow through, and I'm trying to get through and there's no tape up, I shouldn't have officers surrounding me when I'm trying to get through, right?
Again, I don't see any video on this guy's channel or any of these channels that actually show officers surrounding this guy just for trying to quote unquote pass through. And it's going to be addressed briefly towards the end of this video. But as you see, the frauditors always claim that they're just trying to pass through and go about their business. But that's never the case. If that was the case, they would not have been stopped and engaging with the officers. They never walk through. They stop. They antagonize. They insert themselves in situations that they know nothing about. That is what causes the controversy and the issues.
But you can't enter a crime scene. If
I wasn't entering. I was going through to get to the other side. And we have everything right here blocked up with no tape.
Yeah, so if they're conducting an investigation right there, they can cordon off that area and not allow you in. Yeah.
I don't know how sure I am about that one. I'm going to have to look into that one. Because from what I know, if there's a crime scene and it's where you're telling people they can't go and it's publicly accessible, it needs to be indicated that this is the area that you're not welcome to go through.
Did you read that in the penal code section?
I just said I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no, it's
so
not,
I will definitely look into
I'll
it.
save you the time of reading.
Oh, no, you don't got to save me the time because I'm still going to look into it because I need to know for myself.
Okay.
Just like I'm going to look into the code you gave me because you wasn't even too sure about that yourself.
If you give me a minute. Hold on. Hey, do you have your county phone on you?
Look up the tape. That's what I'm more interested in.
I know for a fact
prove it to me then. Show me that there isn't one then. Since you want to look up something, don't look up something else that's not pertaining to the tape because that's what I'm more interested in. I'm not really interested in the rest of it.
No,
I want to know about the tape.
I can't look up anything about the tape because it's not in the penal code section. It's not in the law book anywhere. So what do you want me to look up? Nothing?
Someone get this officer a beer. Someone give him a gold star. Someone give him a handshake. I don't care. What do you want me to look up? Nothing? Like, this frauditor is trying so hard and thinks that he's controlling or clowning this officer when this officer keeps telling him there is no law, there is no penal code, there's nothing that states anything about the crime scene tape. Like, frauditor, your narrative does not exist. This officer is trying to make it clear. It's interesting. I even looked it up for the California penal codes, and I couldn't find anything on yellow tape either for a crime scene. So I don't know, frauditor. Maybe you should listen to this officer and realize that your theory is simply false.
Do you not have a policy about it then? I mean, if it's not in the law book, okay, all right. So it's no policy.
So we can put up tape whenever we want.
So just whenever you want, just willy nilly.
When we deem it appropriate, that's when we put up tape.
I think that's funny, man. I don't think that's how that works, man. I'm gonna have to check into that because I don't think you can just put it up all willy-nilly just because you deem it. And if it's no crime and you just decide you want to tape something off, I don't think that you have the power to do that. And that's what it sounds like you telling me, that no matter what it is, if you just deem it necessary, you can without it being a crime present.
Hey, idiot. That's not what the officer just said. If you would listen, you would understand. He said that they could put up when they deem appropriate for a crime scene. He never said he could just put up crime scene tape whenever they want. Clearly, this frauditor does not know how to listen, or maybe he's just an idiot. I think I'll go with the latter part.
I don't think you can do that, and I would love to see where it say you have the authority to just put it up as you deem necessary. I would love to see that. What's your name and badge number, by the way? I don't think I got it. Or if I did, I don't recall.
My name is Sergeant Kasich.
Mm-hmm.
My badge number is going to be 102 right there.
Mm-hmm. At least you're willing to look. If I would have asked them, they would have been real asshole-ish and just blew it all off. They'd have just basically told me, fuck off, like the female officer was basically doing. She was kind of rude. She was kind of rude. I don't remember her name. I got it taped, so I might end up putting a complaint on her once I go back through it and be able to get the actual name and badge number, because she pulled off so quick, she didn't want to stay.
21055 of the vehicle code section.
I told you I'm not really interested in that. I wanted to know about the policy on tape.
The other one, there is no
So
other.
was you right the first time or was you wrong when you
said
stated?
20,000 something, so 21055.
Okay. So now about the tape. Are you going to try to even look, even in your policy? There's nothing in your policy about it. It has to be something in the policy about it. If you guys are spending budget money on it, it has to be rules and regulations on how to use it. You can't just say whenever you deem necessary. Right? You can't just say whenever you deem necessary. It can't be that blanketed.
Yeah.
So where in your policy do it say that then?
There's no policy about it.
So y'all just buy tape and just decide we just gonna put it up whenever we want to?
When we feel it's necessary, yeah.
I think that's crazy, man. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know about that one right there, man.
There's no policy that says we can wear sunglasses, but yeah, we do.
There's policies against some of your sunglasses.
What's that policy?
Like mirror. You can't wear sunglasses with mirror frames in it. So there are some policy against glasses, not in total.
Okay. But no policy says that I can wear sunglasses, but I do.
I'm gonna download y'all policy and I'm gonna check on that about that tape, because I don't believe you on the tape.
You gotta love these frauditors. Approach an officer all confident with their chest stuck out, saying, "Oh, I know what I'm talking about. I'm right and you're wrong. Nah, 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 nah." And this frauditor doesn't even know the policies. He doesn't even know if the garbage coming out of his mouth is true. What does he say? "Oh, I'm gonna go look into it because I don't believe you." Not factual, sir. Not factual whatsoever. So it just goes to show with a lot of these frauditors and these cop watchers, they don't know what they're talking about. They're assuming that they know how the police and their operations work. And in reality, they don't.
Everything else, whatever, I can really care about the vehicle code. But I think I'm going to download that policy and check on that tape, because I might have to get back to you on that one, because I don't really believe that one.
It doesn't hurt to be more educated.
Yeah, I don't really believe that one right there, man. It has to be some rules governing how you use it and when to use it. It has to be. It has to be. Especially if you're out in the public and you're taping off areas where it's publicly accessible. Right. You can't just have no rules to how you use it. Like, but you said how a crime scene, you said whenever you deem necessary. Yeah. So if you deem it necessary and it's not a crime scene, you can just decide you want to put up tape. And that's the power that I'm saying I don't think you have. That's what I'm asking for. You said whenever you deem necessary at first. Now you're saying if it's a crime scene.
Hey, idiot, you're clearly not listening. He made it very clear. When they deem necessary during a crime scene, when they are investigating. He didn't say that he could just throw up tape whenever he thought it was necessary, and that's it. Again, the frauditor isn't listening, and he just wants to nitpick and argue with this officer over nothing. Over nothing.
Right? Yes. Which goes back to my issue. If that was a crime scene over there, it should have been taped off for the public not to be able to flow through it like that.
The deputies can stand there, because we don't want to waste the tape if we don't have to. We don't want to waste county resources and county funds if we don't have to. So if it's a small crime scene like that and the deputies can stand there and contain it without tape, then why put up tape?
Then if it's a small crime scene and they can contain it just standing there, a citizen should be able to walk past and just be guided.
Walk around, not through.
Which I was trying to do. I literally went around to the outside of the curve like this. They approached me for that.
If they have the whole thing contained.
They was on the curve way on this side.
It doesn't matter. What if there's evidence on the ground that
it wasn't though? If it wasn't, and if it was, that's what you guys would be being sloppy on. You should have been contained. But it wasn't.
You don't have to put up tape.
But it wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
What if they didn't have time to put up tape?
I doubt that. As many people as it was 5 people surrounding me doing nothing. They could have had tape up. Well, actually 6. And became 8.
But we didn't feel the need to put up tape.
So that's what I'm saying. No, so that's what I'm saying. So if there's not tape up, go ahead.
Waste the county funds.
No. What I'm saying is, listen. What I'm saying, if you didn't deem it necessary for tape to go up, and it was such a small scene, a citizen should be able to be guided past either way. but they ganged up on me and tried to push me out the way when I was already avoiding everything going on outside.
What are we trying to accomplish here? We're just going around.
I'm trying to figure out why that happened. Should it have happened?
Scene, and so you have to go around, okay?
Just that like that, huh?
Yes.
I was going around though, so that's what I'm trying to see. Why did I get surrounded when I'm going around?
Then they won't let you through. You have to walk around.
But the thing is, I already made it through the first time. Was standing on one end, taping. Nobody had a problem. When I tried to come back through, it was an issue.
So now you're just walking through just for fun.
Because it's not just for fun. I'm gathering content.
That right there debunked this idiot's entire argument. Because he just said he's trying to gather content. The clout chaser that he is was not trying to walk down the street, was not trying to get past the scene. He was standing there trying to create content. And as we know with these frauditors, their content is them creating the story, not filming a story. So I believe that this frauditor, because if magically the video evidence doesn't exist, I believe this frauditor probably was obstructing, and that's why the officers were trying to move him along. So that eliminates the whole argument that this frauditor is trying to make, that he cannot walk down a crime scene, or walk down a sidewalk rather, and the officers ambushed him. He was not.
I'm gathering content. It's not just for fun. This is media. I'm not just doing it for fun. I'm gathering content. So if I'm able to walk one way without getting impeded or molested, why shouldn't I be able to walk the other way? And then once I do decide to come back the other way, why is it an issue?
Coming into the crime scene filming content like that, we push you back.
Wait a minute. Did this deputy just admit to cops pushing us back simply because we're recording? Let's rewind that.
Why is it an issue?
Coming into the crime scene filming content like that, we push you back.
Again, these frauditors demonstrate that they're only trying to push their own fake narrative, because that's not what the officer said at all. Let's listen carefully, and I'll even slow it down for those of you lens lickers that are going to be watching this video and be angry at me what I'm saying. Let's look and see what this officer really said as a response.
Wait, why is it an issue?
Coming into the crime scene filming content like that, we push you back.
It's funny because these frauditors hate the police so much that they don't even care to do a little research or even cover even the most basic lies. Clearly, the officer said that because they are interfering by coming into their crime scene is the reason why they're pushed back, not simply because they're filming. I mean, honestly, frauditor, how stupid are you to not even at least clean that mistake up?
But they didn't do that initially. They only did that when I decided to go back the opposite way. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why was that an issue and not the initial thing I did in the first place when I walked past them and literally stood at the front of the cruiser?
I'll tell you why they let you through the first time and why they didn't let you through the second time, all right?
Just like that.
I wasn't here.
Do you want to review the tape?
Was I here?
I'm actually. Do you want to see what happened?
Let me see it.
All right, let me pause it. No, you know what? I'll send it to you. Do you have an email?
I do.
Can you give it to me? I'll send it to you. That way you can review it, and then whoever I need complaints on, you'll have their names, badge numbers, and everything in the video. Because I don't think that they did that right, and I'm not really sure about you and this tape stuff we're talking about. So I'm going to have to do some research. I won't say I'm for sure, but I'm definitely going to look into it and see what I come out with. Because I've been lied to by many officers. And how you say your name again?
Sergeant Kasich.
All right. All right. I'll be in touch. Is this your email on here?
That is my email on there.
All right. Thanks for coming out and at least having a dialogue, and we'll figure it out.
All right.
All right.
What can I say? These wannabe YouTube lawyers that hate the police are usually the funniest because they make the most nonsense arguments and talk in circles when in reality they have no idea what they're talking about and they only make themselves look like idiots. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to do a lot more of these cop watchers and cover them in the future. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Continue to like, share, and subscribe, and hey, see you guys next time.